Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new week. I hope you guys are all doing well. Go ahead and click on my class in Google Classroom, okay, or Mr. Hallwagner's. It is U.S. History. Once you go in there, please go to that classwork and scroll down to week 3, August 31st through September 4th. We'll be continuing our study of the colonies and building those travel brochures and learning about the Native Americans this week. Okay? So you'll scroll down and you'll click on Monday, Map Analysis. Our learning target for today, as you guys can see, I will analyze maps of the middle colonies to determine its climate. Okay, we'll be analyzing that climate and we'll be talking about how to analyze a map. All right, so in your agenda, first things first, please go ahead and do that attendance, especially those of you that are working from home. If you do not complete that attendance sheet before 2:30 p.m. Today on Monday, you will not be counted present. You will be counted absent. Okay? So please go ahead and do that attendance. After you've done that, you can go ahead and open up those Google Slides. All right. So today we're going to be working on our travel brochure for the Middle Colonies. You should have done your reading on Friday. Okay? If you haven't yet, that's because you're in B group, and don't worry, you'll have to get this done tomorrow on Tuesday. Okay? Go ahead, please, and fill out the notebook portion. For today, go ahead and pause the video and open that up. So your learning target, once again, will be I will analyze maps of the middle colonies to determine its climate. You are in for today. What about the middle colonies was most appealing to you when you read about them yesterday? What did you like about the middle colonies as you read yesterday? Okay? Once again, we have the same essential questions that we talked about on Friday and started to get into. So go ahead, pause the video, and work on that. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you guys got that notebook done. Let's go ahead and move forward. Here's our agenda for today. We've already completed 1 and 2 and 3. You guys are already doing number 4, so great job. We're going to go ahead and start looking at the map analysis. Let's go ahead. Video will be here when you guys go and open this. Okay, once again, we're talking about those middle colonies today. Those are those, looks like pinkish ones on the map. It would be New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this map analysis. I'll go ahead and make a big screen so you guys can see this a little better. All right, so go ahead and answer the following questions in your notebook. Question 1, what climate do the middle colonies have? Okay, what is the climate of the middle colonies? Go ahead, I'm going to pause the video. You should too. Take a second, look over that and see if you can figure it out. It's right here in the little square. All right, go ahead and write down what you think it is. Okay, next, using the key below and your guides up here on the top and right, explain what do you think that climate is like. Okay, is it hot? Is it cold? Is it dry? Is it wet? What do you think it means? Okay, go ahead. I will pause the video. You should do the same and write down what do you think that climate is like. Okay, now that you've done all that, explain how you determined what the climate was and what it was like. Walk me through. How did you analyze this map? Okay, this is going to help us out. This is a pretty simple map for starting out. So tell me, what things did you use to determine, okay, to decide what climate the middle colonies has? Once again, that's in this square here. And, okay, what are some of the steps you used to determine what it is there, or if it's dry, and what the temperatures are like? Okay, go ahead and do that, please. Once you've got that done, you can go ahead and move on to the next step. So I would suggest pausing the video real quick while you do that. I'll go ahead and do that as well. Okay, so hopefully you guys got that all written down. I will come back at the end of the video and walk you through the map if you're totally confused, but for now, this is more to get you guys thinking about how to do it. Let's go ahead and move on to the next part. Okay, once again, you guys are creating another travel brochure, okay? You should have some feedback on your previous ones. I've tried to look at the ones that I've turned in, and so hopefully you guys know how you're doing on those. So Mr. Hallwagner and I talked, those ones that you guys did for the northern colonies, okay, are going to be more of a practice round. So that way we guys, like I said, can give you feedback and we can get them even better for the middle and southern colonies. So once again, For today, you're going to use your note catcher that you filled out, I guess, on Friday when you read about the middle colonies. Okay, you're going to once again have to choose that information that makes somebody want to go visit or move to the middle colonies. Okay, don't tell us about the bad things about the middle colonies here. You're trying to convince us to move there. Okay, find pictures of the middle colonies that you want to use. Remember, if you're using the template, go ahead and replace all of those pictures. Um, and make sure you're using the word colonial or colony so that way you get things that are from back then, not things about now. If you're using a picture with, a Walmart in it, probably not the most accurate thing. Lastly, be creative with your brochure. You may absolutely use the template that we have provided, okay? But if you don't want to use that, you don't have to. You can create your own in Google Docs. You can use Google Slides. If there's something else you want to use, just let us know, and that is totally fine. The goal here is for you to be creative and to convince me or Mr. Hallwegner that we should visit or move to the middle colonies of America. Now, there is one thing that we decided to add in here to kind of give you guys a little more direction. Okay, make sure to include information on the climate, the culture, and the economy. And don't forget about at least one cool fact about the place. Okay, you do need to have those 4 things in there as you go. If you don't, then you're going to start to get docked because we really want to make sure you have those things. It's pretty hard to know if I want to move somewhere if I don't know about the culture, climate, or the economy. Okay. So that as far as travel brochure, that's how it works. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and move over to Google Classroom where you guys can open up your stuff. All right, so we're back in Google Classroom. Once again, your travel brochure template is right here. You'll just click on it to open it up. Should look very familiar at this point. Make sure you do your own travel agency name. Replace all of the pictures. Okay. Give us lots of information. Remember to include the climate, the economy, and the culture. And then give us at least one interesting fact and whatever else you want to put in there, okay? And if you're not exactly sure what to do again, this is Mr. Hallwegner's example that he created for us last week of visiting his classroom. Okay, so feel free to look over that if you're confused. Okay, so at this point, pause the video, go ahead and work on that. Please reach out if you have any questions for us. At this point, okay, I'm going to go ahead and move back to the map analysis and we'll talk through how to analyze that map, okay? All right, everyone, hopefully you guys got your travel brochures done. Good job on those. I can't wait to see what they look like. Okay, so let's look at this map. First thing we read a map, we always got to read the title, okay? So right off the bat, it says climate zones of the continental United States. So it tells us a couple things here. One, it's a climate map and it's zones of climates, okay? So that'll help us out. This is what we're looking for. We want to know the climate. Two, it's of the entire United States. So we know that we don't need all of this map because we're looking for just the middle colonies, okay? Excuse me. Now, as I mentioned before, I've gone ahead and already outlined those middle colonies for us. So we just need to focus in on this area where my cursor is right now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and look here, and I'm going to just take a good look at the map and be like, all right, first thing I notice, there's lots of colors, and here there are 2 colors. Okay, so it's kind of hard for me to see right now because of my screen. So we have humid, continental warm summer, and humid cold summer. Okay, so that dark blue on top of the middle colonies up in New York here. Okay, we know that they have a cooler summer. Okay, but it's still a humid climate. And down here in like lower New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey, it's a warm summer climate. Okay, well, that's awesome. Okay, we got the 2 types of climate that we can label down. Now, how do we know what that climate is like? Well, remember up here at the top, this bar tells us how wet it is. Okay, well, we see the bar up here above our area says moist, otherwise wet. Okay, so you're going to probably have lots of rain, and we're going to look over here and see like, okay, it's cool and cold in some places and a little warm on the bottom part here. Okay, that's that warm summer part. So we know in the summer it'll probably be pretty nice out, but in the winter we do know that it'll be cold and probably snow quite a bit, especially way up here in northern New York. It's definitely going to be quite cold in this winter time. Okay, so that's kind of how to analyze that map. I hope that's super helpful. as always, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you have any questions, please, please, please let us know. That's for all. Thanks for listening, guys.